Okay, just a quick one. Someone sent me a DM asking me that which one can she go for between registering with NNAS and CNO. So I felt like this person is not well informed, to a certain extent, and that is why I just want to make this quick video just to make clarification. So well, NNAS is simply National Nursing Assessment Service, and this is just an evaluation body. It's not a regulatory body, like it's not a provincial regulatory board. So when it comes to becoming an RN or a nurse in Canada, we have an evaluation organization which is totally different from the nursing regulatory board. So well, the difference is just that the NNAS, which this person had made reference to, is just an evaluation body and has nothing to do with your licensure process. All they just need to do is just to evaluate your foreign credentials, just to to be able to evaluate to see if your education from your country is comparable to Canadian standard, and whatever reports you are getting from them, whether it's comparable, somewhat comparable, or not comparable at all, will now be forwarded to your nursing regulatory board, and it's your nursing regulatory board that will eventually make the decision to see if they want you to go back to school, or they want you to do some bridging, or they at least want you to challenge the national exam qualifying examination, which is the NCLEX. So the simple difference is just that NNAS is an evaluation body that evaluates, go through your foreign credentials to make sure that whatever background in nursing you've had is comparable to Canadian standard. They give you your report, and it is that report that you now send to your nursing regulatory board. We have different nursing regulatory board. Every provinces, they all have their nursing regulatory board. So it depends on the regulatory board that you choose to register with. Maybe you want to register with College of Nurses of Ontario, CRNA, that's for Alberta, College of Registered Nurses of Alberta. We have the NANB for that, for New Brunswick. We have for Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, and Labrador. Like we've got so many provinces, I think about 10 of them, and we have 10 regulatory body, if I'm not wrong. So it all depends on the regulatory board that you choose to go with, that will determine the requirements. And let me just put it in that way, because it's not all nursing regulatory board that accept NNAs. Like there are other provinces that their requirements is kind of flexible, not so that you don't even need to go through NNAs. So the first thing I always advise people to do is just to go to the nursing regulatory board website and see what their requirements are, and see the easier the easiest province that you can always go with. For example, Nova Scotia College of Nursing, I believed they have a flexible requirement when it comes to their licensure process. So I always advise people to explore that nursing regulatory board. And another thing is that I believe people doesn't really know, because there are some people that they always ask me, do you think it's more easier to become an RN in Canada, or they need to go through US? Like sometimes all you just need is gather your information. I wouldn't advise anyone to go through US at this point in time, when you can always go through Nova Scotia College of Nursing. Their registration fee is pretty cheap. And of course, if you are from one of their the expedited countries that was listed on their website, honestly, you don't have to go through US anymore. So all you just have to do is to make your initial payment for registration, send in your document. They will evaluate your credentials, and hopefully you might be lucky to get attempt to write your NCLEX examination. Once you pass, you can now transfer to other provinces. So instead of you going through US, wasting extra money, or going through other provinces that were not so cheap like that. Take for instance CN or Ontario. before you can approach this nursing regulatory board, you first need your NNES evaluation report. And you know, the NNES fee itself alone is over, I think, 650 Canadian dollars. That's a whole lot of money. Is it Canadian or US? Honestly, I totally forgot. So instead of you going through that route, why not just go to province like Nova Scotia, become a registered nurse, then transfer as a Canadian RN or Canadian nurse to other provinces. So this is going to save you a little bit of time and also save you of you know, extra money. So yeah, that's going to be all for now. So see you in my next video. Bye bye.